Everyone, say hello to Copper, the official dog of Gamers Heaven, with permission given by his owner, by obviously. Copper, say hello to everyone on the internet. He will only look at you if you have food. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andrew. Happy birthday to you.
And then I write a replication.
It's 2:42 a.m. Sunday, December 6, 2015. And look, I'm actually working on a video for you guys. Thanks to his intervention. We're actually recording it. So I'm actually I'm recording me editing a video for you guys. So it is happening. I am finally getting back to recording for you guys. But at the same time, I still have people here. And I've gotten used to vlogging and recording in front of people these days because I don't care about their judgment. So it's like being like, oh, she's not, oh, I was gonna like double vlog. He was Skyping earlier, we were bothering. So, what's it like here on a Saturday night at 2 o'clock in the morning? We still got people playing Smash Brothers. We got people playing Azay Magic in the back. No. Oh, did they all leave on a smoke break? They're smoking their cancer sticks. Yeah. Tisk, Smokey's bad for you. But I'm gonna go back to editing for you guys. Oh, by the way, X-Swing. Hey.
That just gets me every time they say it. Every single time I have these that makes my day.
Now I gotta admit, I love my local GameStop, but this is a little overboard. I have these, you see these awesome this awesome poster here. It is a nice two-sided poster for nice Battlefront. It's actually very nice ink. It's very glossy and shiny and everything. So when they told me if I would like to take the extras, I said, of course I wouldn't mind. Each of these little stacks right here are all the same posters. And in each of those stacks, there's roughly about, I'm gonna guesstimate and say about 30 to 40 of them in here. Maybe more. So I roughly have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have more than 400 of these posters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally roll up not all 400, but a box at a time. So I can just give these away to people. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got more swag. It's currently 4:35 in the morning. December 7th, and I just dropped off one of my friends here. Oh, better turn on the lights. Woo! Hey everyone. Well, welcome to another weekly recap. My weekly, you know, I do these every week for you guys, so yeah, it's become a ritual. Well, that guy just ran a stop sign. Obviously guys, if you guys haven't noticed, you know, on December 7th, so I just released the construction video today. I've been doing my best to get a daily video out for you guys, at least for the personal channel, so I'm doing my best to catch up, but sorry. But let's go ahead and talk about this past week at Gamers Heaven. This is meant to be, once again, business recap / vlog. It's a little bit of both. But how did we do this past week compared to, I guess, the other weeks here? And I don't know what I'm going to be titling this video once again, but it's, oh, geez, I just lost my train of thought, sorry. This week was a little rough. I'm going to put it up to you that way here. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but in the past few weeks, I've been getting blindsided by a couple things left and right, which, you know, before it led me to having to terminate the employees that I hired because of multiple reasons, but mainly financial, and then other reasons were just justified as financial reasons. But that dealt me a blow, and then all of a sudden, my last company that I worked for, because I left. So while I was attending the school, I accepted tuition reimbursement for my MBA program, and before leaving, I made sure to talk to the HR, the relations, and talk to them, and make sure that I did not have any outstanding debt. I asked multiple people, and even after I left, I called them in again. It's because I had money at that time still. Before I went crazy with the business, I was like, "Hey, it's been 40 days. Has anything come up? Am I okay? Are all my debts fulfilled?" Person told me yes. So I didn't have. So I was like, all right, well, I can go ahead and start spending the money to invest in the business and everything else. Lo and behold, I get a letter. Hey, by the way, you owe us like $4,000. What? And so I tried calling them, and I was obviously furious because I was like, wait a second, so what happened to all the crap about me being okay and me being debt free? And I mean, looking back on it, I did take another reimbursement out the previous year, and I mean, it was my B. I mean, if I just waited a few more months, I would have been cleared. So I mean, I like, nothing was going to happen if I yelled at them, because at the end of the day, I signed all the documents. You know, whether they knew or not, or they knew at the time or not, I mean, yeah, you can blame them for telling you something different, but I was furious, but at the same time I was worried, because I was like, all right, how am I going to cover this payment now? And then another thing happened this week with the lease, because I'm a first-time lessee, let's just say that, of a retail space, you know, of this caliber. And so when I initially, so it's ironic that I uploaded the construction video today, because this is what it's about. When I initially renegotiated the terms for the lease for expanding the store, I was told that I had another few months of, you know, fit out period. So, you know, essentially when you sign for a new business, typically they give you like a month or two for free to, you know, give you time to build up your business and to get situated in the store, because obviously some businesses take a while to set up. And so when I renegotiated, it said on there that I had another 2 months for the new location. So I'm like, oh, that's great. So for 2 months, I was like, all right, well, I have this extra cash. I'll just reinvest it into the business again. Lo and behold, I get a phone call this past week saying, hey, you didn't pay us the last 2 months. And it's just like, oh, what the heck? Wait a second. And I'll get back to that, but I'm just telling you how my week went. So it started off with a sour note from the previous weeks, and then I had to deal with the reimbursements, and then I had to deal with rent. And on top of that, oh yes, it gets even better. I owed some taxes too, because once again, folks, the government wants their money. I owe taxes. So all of a sudden, I got blindsided really bad. Like, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather just came up next to me and just punched me out of nowhere bad. Like, you know, and so for about 2.5 days there, I was freaking out. I was honestly freaking out. I think my vlog the other day explains it. I was freaking out. I was super stressed, got super worried, went through the emotional roller coaster. But me understanding the situation, obviously I can't just be depressed and all angry for the rest of the time. I gotta get a clear head and just tackle the problem. And so, but the thing is, guys, but the cherry on top of it was the day where I was just like, all right, I gotta get down and just organize and see the situation for what it is and see what I can do. So the day I was organizing all that, trying to gather my thoughts, my fiance comes in and she tells me she scratched the car. And at first I was like, oh wait, you just hit the sidewalk. All right, you might have just scraped the tires or the side of the skirt. And she told me in text, it's just scratched, it's not cracked. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Ironically, the person, my friend who sold me the car was at my store, and I asked him, I said, hey, could you just take a look at it when she comes? She comes, he looks at it, comes back in, tells me, yeah, it's not a scratch. Yeah, she, for those of you who drive, there, you know how some roads have those medians, like, you know, at those intersections when you drive in? So when she was turning, she took it really sharp, and she hit the little median while turning. So her entire side skirt, the bottom part, the bottom fender, is completely bent in the middle and scratched. So she was not wrong that it wasn't cracked. It's just bent in all the way. So, you know, we're gonna have to process through that, you know, process that through our insurance. But literally that day, I was already like stressed and pissed about the situation I was in. I was just like, I got maybe mad at her for a split second, but then I was like, honey, it's okay. We don't have to deal with it now. We don't have to pay for it now. We'll go through our insurance in the future. We'll just deal with it later, but not right now. I'm dealing with other things right now. And that's pretty much how I dealt with that. But she was really upset. So I, you know, for me to get upset at her for that, I mean, it was an honest mistake. She didn't mean to do it. I mean, it's her car. Why would she want to, well, even though it's under my name, you know, why would she want to purposely damage her car? So, you know, she was obviously shaken up by it, but, you know, at the end of the day, as long as she's okay, she's okay. So, that aside, I slept overnight, and immediately when I woke up the next day, I started thinking about ways to solve this problem. I mean, because I can't just sit there and just whine about it. I gotta figure out a way out. And so I started looking at all my options, talked to the bank, talked with some people that, you know, that are good, that I go to for advice on these situations. And I'm actually waiting on a response from 2 places tomorrow. I'm not going to disclose the situation or anything like that. There's no need to talk about that. But needless to say, I'm fine. I'll find out tomorrow how fine I am. But it was just a mixture of, all right, let's deal with the finances. Let's talk with my realtor and not the secretary of the company. And I talked with my realtor on Saturday, and he pretty much was like, so this is probably what happened. And, you know, I told them too, hey, I wouldn't purposely not pay you guys. I'm not an idiot. I want to be here for the long run. So, and I told him the situation. He was like, yep, that's probably what happened. And he was like, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. He's going to talk to the management company on Monday, the owners, and he says he's going to work out something. So he's going to call me on Monday and let me know. So tomorrow. So it's bad that I'm going home so late because I really need to be awake tomorrow. I actually need to get up early tomorrow so I can talk with, I got to talk with several people about the situation. So honestly, tomorrow is going to be a stressful day because it's going to be dealing with all these issues one by one. Because I also got to call my old company too, because they're like, if you don't respond to us within 45 days, we're going to go through a debt collector. So it's either you pay everything up front at once or go through a debt collector. And for those of you who've dealt with debt collectors, there's fines involved, there's monthly fees, there's interest rates, there's a bunch of blah, blah, blah BS. Essentially, all the little minimum payments that you'll make every month don't go even towards the actual bill that you owe. So you end up paying like double, triple, quadruple the amount that you owe originally. So my goal is to see if I can work out something with my old company and to be like, listen, I don't want to go through a debt company. Could you give me like another month or two? And so I'm going to talk with them about it tomorrow. And so hopefully they're sensible about that. Yeah. So hopefully I can work out something with them. If not, we can work out something, but I would really not like to go through the debt collector. So I'm going to call them tomorrow as well. So I also have a phone call for the business tomorrow about something else too. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Let's just leave it at that. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Nonetheless, motto of the story here, guys, is no matter how bad the situation gets, fine, get angry about it, get stressed about it, but don't linger on it too long, because the situation the longer you just moan and whine about it, you know, the faster the death date's gonna appear. You know, it's not doing you any good by sitting there. You're just wasting your time. So, yeah, I made it wasted maybe a day or two there because it was piling up day by day. Like, just when I was trying to get to solving it, another thing popped up. So, after my end of the world moment, you know, you gotta solve the problem, and you got to. Like, I can't afford to be the old stressful me. Like, if you guys knew me when I was younger or when I was in college and stuff, I was very reactive, and I retained a lot of anger. But I can't sit there and be angry all the time because we're not going to get anywhere. And so I'm thankfully I've grown up from that a little bit, but we've, I just got to deal with the issues one by one. I mean, that's the thing I got to be as a business owner, and I can't sit there and sulk all the time. I mean, for those of you that do, you know, you're not going to end up succeeding. You're not going to end up solving the issue. You might find a solution that's not a proper solution to your problem. So, you know, thankfully I found a couple workarounds. You know, all my hard work was not for naught. So it's gonna work out. Sorry, I'm still actually fighting off this last bit of the cold I had this past week, but it's looking okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say yes, 100% solved, I'm good to go. I'm still being a little reserved about it. I'm holding back because there's still a chance that it might just fall through. There's still a good chance that it might. So I gotta guard myself a little bit there. But hopefully with the phone calls I have tomorrow, and the meetings I'm gonna have tomorrow, hopefully things will just work out. It will just get addressed one by one. I'm really hoping for that. Hopefully I can get back to business as usual very soon. It's not even business as usual because this is busy. I've been serious about getting back onto YouTubing, so I put that back on my schedule. So the reason why I'm staying so late these nights is to work on videos, to try to catch up on emails and whatnot, because, you know, I'm a one-man show here. You know, I gotta handle everything from social media to website design, contacts, reservations, setup, cleanup, banking, accounting. Like, it's just everything. You know, I always say that all the time because, you know, it's not an easy job. This really isn't. You know, I can see why, you know, some companies, I can understand even a little better now why companies are, there's certain ways. You know, I talked about it before where people fit into two different categories. Some people just want to be complacent and have an established role for themselves and not have to worry about having to deal with other things. They just want a singular role, and that's it. That's all they want to be. That's all they want to have to, you know, be responsible for. And so they can just go from 8 to 4 o'clock and just go home, or 9 to 5, and then go home right afterwards. There are those people, and the thing is, you need those people. I need those people because I can't do all this by myself. I mean, I'm doing it. I have to do it, but people fall into those categories. But we need those people. You know, obviously the mass majority are going to be the people who want the 9 to 5, the steady, you know, 7.5 hour day job. You know, they just come in, do their singular task, and they're done with it. You know, and so, yeah, I'm going to eventually need those people again. You know, but for right now, I gotta recover from my wounds. It's not even recovery. I gotta perform surgery right now. I was just mauled by a bear and a tiger at once, and I gotta mend those wounds, then heal, and then recover, and then go back to enhancement. So not drugs, but, you know, working out, doing different things, getting stronger. I gotta just come back from this crippling injury and come back better than ever. The comeback kid, baby. But yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I mean, so that's what this whole last week's been. But I mean, let me at least talk about how the store was. At least I didn't talk about the store was, and so it was a little bit slower this week. We had a couple busy days. Yeah, but the thing is, I can't even call it slow because some of these days were on par with the busy days at the old store. And I'm going to talk about the old store a lot because, you know, we got crowded when there was 20 people. And when I had 30 plus people come in the day, I was ecstatic. I was really happy, you know? So when I have when I say a slow day was like 30, 36 people, the other day was 41 and it felt really slow, I can kind of be proud of that, you know? I can kind of downplay, oh man, we didn't really have too much people today, but oh, we had 40 people come through. There's a cop sitting there. We had 40 people come through today. I can be proud of that, you know? And so, I mean, yeah, we didn't do as well as I would have hoped this week, but there's still the rest of the month. We still have the rest of the month to look forward to. We started off pretty strong. The very first weekend of December was really good. This is officially the second weekend of December. So it was a very modest weekend, and I'm not gonna talk numbers to you guys because I gotta hold my secrets too. But it was a modest weekend, but we had a lot of new people sign up this week. I think the member count is now up to 433 or 34. So yeah, I mean, just like when we hit 400, I was like, oh dang, we hit 400. Well, it's not gonna go up any higher from here. 30 more people. I said that back at 300, but I'm gonna say it now. I don't think we'll get up to 500, or my goal is 600. I'm gonna say that, but deep inside, with all the extra things I'm hoping to do, hopefully I'll draw more people, because I'm really starting to diversify what I'm starting to offer at the store. Like, I'm really trying to diversify myself, and so I'm thinking it's working in certain aspects. We had 2 new people come in today. They drove up from Maryland, or the border of Maryland. So they drove over an hour for an event that I posted for weeks ago, and now it's starting to gain some traffic. So I'm really happy about that. It's starting to draw in some new people, and it's just exciting because when I have all these new people, I gain new problems, but good problems. Like, how else do I want to decorate the place? How do I want to structure the place? Like, I love problems that make me think. I really do. Because I really enjoy sitting there and just talking about, all right, how do I make more money from this? Or how do I draw in more people for this? Or how do I enhance the experience of the people here? So next month when they come back and I re-raise my prices back to normal, that they're gonna say, hey, you know what? It's worth the investment. It is worth this dollars because of all that I get, And I really hope for that. I really do. So I'm also exhausted. Last 2 days, I maybe gotten 4 hours of sleep per day, 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Nothing out of the norm, but unfortunately tomorrow, which is my normal day to sleep in and catch up on sleep, I gotta get up early. So I'm probably my goal is to wake up once again 5-6 hours from now. And then I gotta run a bunch of errands, and then tomorrow's gonna be a full day, but I'm gonna finish at midnight, 2 o'clock at the absolute latest, period. Because I'm gonna sleep in Tuesday. I'm gonna guarantee myself that because I need some sleep. But I also need to catch up on work and a bunch of other things. But yeah, guys, it's coming along. And you guys can see. I don't know if you can see in the videos, but I'm always making minor or major improvements every week. Whether it's reorganizing a counter space, reorganizing a wall, restructuring the table setups, I'm always doing my best to maximize the space even more. Even if it's like an extra 2 spaces on a shelf or an extra 2 inches on a seating arrangement, it helps. Not many people notice it, but the people that do are thankful. Just because the changes I make are from observing my customers. I sit there and observe them. And when I make a change, I observe the change. Like you got to. So I'm glad that people have noticed because then I can't just sit. For me, it's like, all right, well, the 2 hours I took to reorganize all this wasn't a waste of time. So we have a lot of good people. Oh, the one last thing I want to talk about before I close the video. Saturday, you know, I know once again I'm on employee list right now, but thankfully I was able to call upon the volunteer corps again. You know, what was nice is I have a lot of people who are willing to volunteer their time just to help me to take a break or help the store out, because they genuinely just want to see the place succeed. They want to see the place continue, but they understand that it growing and it succeeding is dependent on my sanity, on my personal life, on my ability to just sleep and rest, and to perform. And so I'm glad that there's people out there like that. There's kids out there who just want a job. They don't really care about the business. They're just like, oh, it's a game store, I want a job. I want to work there because it's a game shop. It's my dream job. They don't understand what I'm really trying to do. I had a couple of them like that just came in today. Like, they're just like, hey, I heard you let some people go, so can we apply for a job? I'm like, no, there's a reason why I let them go. Multiple reasons why I let them go. And the thing is, you know, I won't consider you for hire because there's plenty of other people who are deserving of that role. There's a lot of people who've given up their time, their energy, personal time, you know, to help, you know. So you coming in as so for those of you who are interested in getting a job in the future, if I succeed in this stuff, the first people I'm going to look towards are the people who gave me their time when they definitely didn't need to, who helped me when they didn't need to, who really don't care about getting a second job or having a new job, but they just helped anyway. You know, it's tough to see the difference between the two, but I can see the difference between the two. The intentions behind helping. Is it just for a job? Then no. So, I mean, for a lot of you kids, I guess for a lot of you kids who are actually watch my videos, who are looking for jobs elsewhere, you gotta treat small businesses and major corporations differently. Major corporations, yeah, you go in there, hey, can I have a job? Do you have any openings? Blah, blah, blah. But a difference, what makes a difference between you and another person is, did you take the time to go in and get to know the people who work there? Did you take the time to introduce yourself to the manager, to talk to yourself, to let him get to know you, let him get to know who he could potentially be hiring? You don't just walk up and say, hey, I was here once before and I heard you let go someone, or I heard you had an opening, can I get the job? Guys, that's not gonna work. I used to be a former GameStop manager, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't hire people like that. I didn't hire people like that, and I don't want to hire people like that now either. You're gonna want to deal with people who give their time, who give their time for you to get to know them as a person, but as well as to show you that, hey, I'm actually knowledgeable in this stuff, or I understand the vision of the business. I understand the actual business itself. I have a good mindset. I have a good eye for this kind of stuff. I'm good with talking with people. Like, you don't show that by just showing up and giving your resume or saying, hey, can I have a job? You don't show any of those qualities. And for those of you who think you can just get a job easily just like that, you're kidding yourselves. You gotta make yourself stick out. It's a minimum wage job. I shouldn't really care. All right, well, if you're gonna treat everything you do that way, good luck getting a job in the future or progressing in your management career. It really irks me when I see people like that. You know, it really irks me now because that was one of the it was because it played into my decision also with my last employees. When you show effort in the beginning and then I hire you in, and then all of a sudden you get complacent, you get lazy, you don't show initiative anymore, you don't show that same energy level, and you just treat it as a job and as a hangout place, then you're wasting my money. You're not showing me what you have shown me before, because it goes both ways. Because you don't go ahead and go out of your way to put all this effort, volunteer, get to know the manager, and all of a sudden underperform when you get hired. Because whether you're a small business or a big corporation, you didn't perform like you promised you would perform. So you're gonna get cut. I mean, that's the reality, folks.
You know, even if a friend hired you, if you're just wasting that friend's time by not giving your all, friendship aside, you're wasting that friend's time. That friend's time and resources. So you gotta look at it all ways. And then for me, I'm gonna be even more critical now than ever, because I don't want to make that mistake again. Especially me as a startup where my finances are very, you know, they're very sensitive. I can't be needlessly giving someone, let's say $2,000 a month when they're just gonna half-ass the work. They're not really adding value into the business other than letting me sleep. All right, well, letting me sleep or letting me work on YouTube videos or letting me do stuff on the side, I have plenty of people who actually want to volunteer to let me have that time. Let me have that time to go spend time with my family and my fiance. I have plenty of other people who are willing to give up their time to do that. So what else do you bring to the table? That is the stuff I'm going to be looking for, you know? So I won't make that mistake twice. So any of these people coming up asking for jobs, it's like, well, I haven't seen you before. The people I'm going to consider first are the people who've been around. So all of a sudden I get an influx of volunteers after I've released this video. It's not going to work that way, guys. It's not. So, yeah. Sorry that I kind of went off topic on that. It's just because I've been dealing with that the last few days. You know, the people are just coming out of the woodwork asking for jobs and that kind of stuff. Hey, can I get a job? Can I get a job? It doesn't work that way, guys. Like, you really got to learn how to get a job. You know, a lot of the kids, a lot of the youth generation these days are just so entitled that they think the money comes easy. They can just go get a job. It really irks me about the whole minimum wage hike thing too. That burger flippers are requesting more money because they just want more money. If you want more money, go put in the effort to get a promotion, or go put in the effort to get yourself a better job. There are ways to do it. All right, you can't get a college education, then move up the ladder. Work your butt off to get the extra hours. Work your butt off to get the raise, to show that you are worth the money. But at the same time, I do understand that the top 1% has been, you know, it is true, guys. Like, the top 1% has been taking more and more money and haven't been dispersing it. Companies are getting more and more greedy. Individuals are getting more and more greedy every year. So it's up to like it's up to the honest companies who are being like willing to pay good behavior, willing to pay good performance, willing to share it. It's like, even though you see, because my mentality is, even though I made this company, I had this idea, and then all of a sudden, because of all these people, I was able to do all this extra stuff, do all this, bring in more people, and the business succeeds and makes more money. I don't deserve to take it all. Yes, I have investors that will get their cuts of the profits and everything, but when I look at that at the end of the day, after I pay myself my salary and I'll pay all the profits, if all this came from the efforts of many, those many deserve a piece of that. Because it's because of them that this company was able to move forward. But at the same time, those individuals within that group who were like, well, I did what I was hired to do, they deserve a cut too, because, you know, yes, I brought them in, and yes, because of their efforts I was to do something, but it's gonna be those individuals that go out of their way to do extra stuff. Not just come in and do the daily stuff, but hey, I can also do this to alleviate some of the things, or I can also do this to add value to the business. There's a fine balance of that, folks. There really is, and that's me diving off topic. I really shouldn't have to talk about that, so I'm gonna move away from that. The original reason why I brought that up was because I had a couple people come in on Saturday, so I can go out and have dinner with my my fiance. It was her birthday's on Tuesday, but it was the first time I can come out and have a legitimate dinner outside at a restaurant with my family, and I really enjoyed it. It was, even though it was only for a few hours, I came back, I was just mentally relaxed. I really needed that, especially the crazy week that I had, I just explained earlier. I really needed that, and yeah, it was, I was so thankful to them. Obviously I fed them dinner, I fed them food for just doing it, and you know, they didn't even want that. They just cared about me taking time off to spend time with my fiance, because they know how hard I work. You know, those are the real genuine people. You know, the people who just, they see and appreciate the hard work of others. They just want to help. You know, so just going back to what I said earlier about people who want to take advantage or really sincerely want to help, there's a fine difference, and there are ways for me to see that. So I'm really thankful to you guys. So Ben, Sarah, Mason, thank you for coming in and helping. I don't know if you guys are watching this video or not. But yeah, guys, it was a rough week, but I thought it ended well. Hopefully this week starts off on a better note. And when I do next week's video, I can tell you guys that things went okay. That things are going to be okay. It's 5:07 now. I need to get some sleep. I talked on way too long. Guys, as always, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. If whether you have a legitimate question, just comment, or just feedback in general. Just thank you. I always appreciate you guys stopping in and checking out these weekly recaps. You know, this is just, once again, this is just a diary of me about my journey of opening this business, because these videos might change over time. How they're gonna change, I don't know, but for now it's just me driving back home and just talking to you guys. That's what it is, just letting you guys know what happened. And it also gives me a chance to reflect back on the week too, so that's another good thing for me. So enough blabbering on, I'm gonna stop there. I can probably talk on for on and on and on. So please guys, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you watched this part of the video and you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button to support my channel, guys. And as always, please, whatever time of day it is in the part of the world when you're watching this video, please have a good day, good morning, good evening, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. I didn't really treat her too well growing up, and just to see how we are now, where I think we're in a good place. Because it's like, when we get together, it can just feel like old times. We can just chill and just be like, man. So it was really nice to see that, and hopefully I get to see her again soon. She visits again soon. Because, you know, my mom and my dad obviously really miss her, and my dad really misses his little girl. So